Hello, good morning everyone. A little bit of a late one again, but you know me, always a little bit of a last minute turn up with these sort of things. Here is today's workout, and we have, it's kind of long, it's kind of a weird one, in my opinion, a little bit shit, just because you're spending half the time, well not even half the time, a majority of the time moving around, and it's just going to be a bit of a ball ache with knowing which round you're on as well. So that's pretty much the main thing with this one today. It's 50 rounds with 1 rep on each of the 5 movements that you got. So mainly just try and use some sort of tactic that's going to allow you to keep track of your score. If you're trying to add it up in your head as you're going through this, especially with how quick it is, I can almost bet your bottom dollar you're gonna forget what number you're on, what number round you're on. So that's the first thing. Make sure you're, like, even if you use a sheet of paper like this in front of me now and just maybe use like a tally chart, just tick them off as you go. That'll probably be your best bet. Or if you can maybe even get someone in your house that might count for you if they're nice enough. I don't know, find some sort of way that's going to allow you to keep track of that. Or you might be good at counting anyway, so don't even worry. But I know personally myself, I'll get to about round 15 and I'll lose count is what I'm saying. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that we've got to look at this and think, well, we're moving around a lot. So what we don't want to do is set up our circuits so that we're having to walk too far to each station. We really need to be setting this up around the handstand. So wherever you're doing this, just make sure it's right next to a wall. So as soon as you come off that hollow hold, you've got that wall in front of you ready to go. But to be fair, most of it is just bodyweight stuff, so you're pretty much just doing it in one position. I think make sure as well you know this exact sequence before you get started as well. What you don't want to be doing is, for the first sort of 8 to 10 rounds or so, looking at what you've got coming up next. The best thing you can do is really memorise this before, maybe do a few dummy run rounds, so that when you do hit this, you can just hit it, you know exactly what you're going into after each exercise. Just because, like I say, especially with it being 1 rep, if you're constantly checking your sheet, you're barely even getting a workout in. So that's the main one. But anyway, let's go through the movements then. So we've got 1 press up. So pretty good actually with this one. A lot of people struggle with the push up, can barely do one. So it gives you the opportunity to do it on your toes. If you don't normally do it on your toes, excuse the background noise. 1 pistol each side. So again, there's ways you can scale this, loads of ways you can scale this actually. You can put a bench down and do like a negative like we've done in the class. You can actually use the wall as a scale on this. I saw Sonny Webster doing a scale on this on one of his videos on Instagram lately. You can stand in front of a wall. You can drop yourself down into a pistol, where when you get nearer to the bottom as you're shifting your hips back, you sort of find the wall and then push yourself back up that way. Or you can actually put your foot on a bench or like a plate and then just do like a very mild partial rep, so that as you come down, then your foot hits the floor. So that's your pistol. Jumping jack, so really standard. Everyone can do a jumping jack, of course. No real standard on that as well. Just do it properly, more or less. You know how to do a jumping jack. Hollow hold for 3 seconds. Again, this is a good one because a lot of people struggle with this. So the fact that it's only 3 seconds gives you an opportunity to really dial that right technique in, as in get that full engagement, get that lower back really planted on the floor, and getting nice and tight into that hollow position. And then a handstand hold. So with the hollow and the handstand hold, I've put a 3 in brackets there. You've seen it on the box mat, I'm sure, anyway, but it's a 3-second hold. So with the handstand hold, the main thing with that one is that make sure it is relevant to the handstand and not the handstand push-up. So as in, what I'm saying is don't bring your hands off the wall too far, as in don't have them like a foot away from the wall. Get your hands nice and close so you're in a nice straight position, so it's more relevant to when you're actually holding a handstand. And that's it. So you run through this, 50 rounds, 1 rep on each. Like I say, the main things is set up, make sure you've got some sort of tally to keep track of your rounds, and there was something else, but I can't remember what it was. But I think you've got it anyway. All right, guys, I'm gonna get going. See you later.